Disclaimer: the information shared on this podcast is intended for educational and inspirational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. We are not licensed therapists, counselors, or medical professionals, and the content shared here should not be taken as mental health, medical, legal, or financial advice. Always consult with a qualified professional regarding any mental health, emotional, or personal development issues you may be facing. Listening to this podcast does not create a professional relationship. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not represent any official organizations or affiliations. While we aim to offer support and encouragement, your personal growth journey is your own, and you are responsible for any decisions or actions you take based on the content of this podcast. Listener discretion is advised for sensitive topics. Thank you for joining us, and remember you're not alone on this journey.
Universe of you. Hey Verseas! Guess who's back?
Back again.
Yup, it's us, Diya and Ariya, hashtag DNA.
Here to serve personal growth with a side of real talk.
It's season 2 and we're so excited because we will be diving into topics that make life messy,
Beautiful.
and we're talking about
We are going to be focusing on career growth
seizing opportunities.
and, of course, showing up as your best self.
Oh my god, the weather is so good. It's putting me in such a nice energy.
Trust me, the weather is giving up that energy today.
I know, right? The weather ate, and because of that, and then not just that, even like the fit is giving energy.
Today is all about energies.
Yes, that's exactly what we're gonna be talking about.
Yes, today's episode is going to be all about energies. But what exactly is energy?
How does it shape our mindset, behavior, and our ability to attract opportunities?
And what's the deal with feminine and masculine energy? Are they really gender-based or there's something more to them?
That is all we'll be covering. So here's the chapter breakdown for today's episode.
Woohoo!
Understanding energies and its role in success,
Feminine and masculine energy,
debunking common myths.
and how to utilize your energy for your career and success.
So let's get started by understanding energy. Everything in this universe is energy. Like your entire existence is energy.
But that's so true. Energy is there every single way. Like
Yeah.
without energy, there's nothing in this whole world.
Your thoughts, your emotions, your interactions with people, every piece of that is energy, just in different forms. Energy is just not, oh, electric energy, oh, heat energy. No, there is so much more intangible.
To energy.
Yeah.
And energy is also the way you perceive people, and a lot about how you show up yourself.
Yeah, because you yourself are an energy. You are a force of
Yes.
nature. So you are energy.
Me too.
You're nature. They're about to sprout out leaves now.
Yes. No, but like honestly, the way you show up yourself, your energy is something that revolves around you and comes back to you as well.
Yeah, I think like it's so different because like sometimes it's so quick to feel an energy and it's so spontaneous and natural versus sometimes you just like stuck trying to figure it out. You get what I mean?
I do. I mean, everyone's different. All of us are individually very unique, and every one of us show different energies, and it really depends on us as individuals.
Yeah.
And I feel like, in specific to me, I can get energies from you, or maybe I can understand what your energy is really quicker. So it doesn't take me very long to understand someone's energy. For me, it's like by their face, probably I can understand that, oh, okay, this person is feeling this energy or in this mood, or you just get what I mean.
XYZ, yeah.
It's just that their face shows it all out.
You read it from their face and their physical behavior.
Yeah, like it's easy to not judge, but like understand or interpret
Yeah.
their energy or their
Yeah.
face that day.
I mean, for me, so I do not have that kind of skill. For me, it's like, even though I understand it, I have like an intuition or a gut or an interpretation about what's going on. But like, I kind of justify it for some reason, and I'm like, okay, let me like actually go interact with it, like be in its presence, like the person's presence, and feel their vibe. Yeah, energy is like kind of like vibes. Energy is vibe in Gen Z term,
Gen Z
and
terms.
aura in Gen Alpha terms. So I need to like sense it and then like stop justifying it, because I don't know, sorry guys, psychology student, you end up justifying people's actions a lot. So yeah, I need to like, it takes time for me basically.
But also the term vibes that emerges from vibrations is also something that people give off. Like, you know, if I vibe with you, I vibe with you. But if I don't get the vibe, I don't get the vibe.
Yeah, very
You
much.
get that mostly in the first
True.
meeting with that person. So like if I sit with a new person and if I talk to them for 10 minutes, if we click, we get the vibe, we get the vibe.
Yeah.
If we don't,
Yeah.
I have nothing to say after that.
Yeah, that's like very valid and it's very good. And that actually even stems from like your feminine energy. We'll talk about that later.
We
though.
will get
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. But then you know that your energy and like how people respond to you is so different, because if you're like radiating a positive energy or a high confident energy, you know, you're gonna be attracting a different set of people and different kinds of people versus when it's the opposite. I mean, and it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence, because after all, what goes around comes around.
That's so true. You know, I've also heard that energy is such a powerful tool in manifestation. So it's like what you put out, you receive. And basically, what goes comes around.
Yeah.
And so the energy you give out is what you will receive. That's very simple, I feel like.
Yeah. So if you want good things to come to you,
You have to
need
think good. You have to be positive. It's
Yeah.
not like, okay, you're thinking negative. The worst thing can happen to you and then you expect something good.
yeah.
But if you're thinking that something's bad's going to happen to you and expect good, I don't know how does that align.
yeah, exactly.
Your energy and your, what do you say, manifestations have to align well
Yeah, exactly.
for them to work. The universe gonna get mixed signals, bro.
Yeah, the universe is just as confused, like,
Just like that guy giving you mixed signals.
oh my god, Diya, not that much honesty here. So yeah, so use your energy to attract, back on track.
Yes.
Yeah. Use your energy to attract. So I think an easier way to explain this would be like your fixed and your growth mindset. And if I have to give an example, let's say that, okay, I'm going to give like a delusion example, but very achievable. Okay, you want to have a private jet. Okay,
Ooh.
yeah. And if you see anybody with that kind of success, the way that they carry themselves, their energy is so strong that even if they're at one end of the room, you can feel it in the other end of the room, because
True.
that is their energy and they radiate that energy. And that is why they've been able to like have private jets, because it is their energy. They're using their energy and their energy is so strong. Like you can't sit in university and have like that fixed mindset that, oh, this is my life, I'm not gonna get out of here, I'm all I have to do is be stuck in my 9 to 5. Ain't no way you're gonna be able to manifest a private jet. You need to have the growth mindset to be actually able to expand, to evolve, to grow, to let your energy flow out, to adapt. Only then you'll be able to thrive and get to that level. It's kind of like, you know, you need to embody the energy of that person who has the private jet. You need to feel how they feel. You need to live how they live. You need to have their mindset to achieve it, because it's like universe will then see that, oh, there's an imbalance. This person has such a high strong energy in the environment that they're in is not suited for that energy, so it's gonna pull you out of that and place you in a position which more so fits your high vibrational energy.
This also works similarly to the role model strategy kind
True.
of thing. You know, when we were younger, teachers in specific, have always mentioned that who's your role model. That's the very first question anyone and everyone asks you,
Yeah.
And why do you look up to a person? Why do you see them as your role model? Is because what they present, the energy they give out, the mindset they have through observation skills. That's what we have to, you know, attract and achieve from them and try to implicate that in our lives. And again, it works the same way. If you just imply the energy onto you, definitely what you are thinking, things are going to work in your way.
Yes.
But for that, you need the right mindset and the right energy.
True. Let's move on to one of the most debated topics.
And my favorite.
Yes, feminine versus masculine energy. First and foremost, we want to emphasize that this has nothing to do with gender. Absolutely nothing. Every individual, no matter your gender, possesses both energies within themselves, and you need a balance in both if you want to succeed in life effectively.
Right. And I think gender is something that's very biological.
Yes.
That comes to you. You don't choose it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but energy is something which you can choose, or
Yes.
which you
You
can
embody.
Yep. So you can like balance both of them or swap between them.
In simple terms, masculine energy can be defined by traits such as you're very action driven, you have everything structured, planned out. When you lock in, that's your masculine energy. When you're assertive, when you set boundaries, that's your masculine energy. When you're being logical, that's your masculine energy. And here's the thing, it's not like, oh, only men are focused, only men are assertive. Women are also focused. When you lock in, when you're studying for an exam or anything, that is masculine energy. Are you saying that only men lock in and study? Excuse me, I would say it's very much the opposite of it, no offense, but as far as the people that I know, women embody much more locked and focused masculine energy than men.
That's right. But
Yeah.
masculine is more of the doing energy,
Yeah.
and feminine is more of the being energy.
True.
And masculine is more about external, and that's how even the society and the stereotype is that men are outside the house. I mean,
Yeah.
not specifying to gender, but just telling the stereotype
Yeah.
that men are outside the house and women are inside the house. I mean, pretty much like how it is. So masculine energy is being external. So
Yeah,
you're
very
out.
proactive.
Yes, and feminine is more internal. So
Yeah. Let's define feminine energy for them as well. So feminine energy's trait can be obviously first and foremost your intuition. We are very, very, very intuitive and use it to your benefit. It is so powerful. Creativity, receptivity, nurturing, all of those are feminine energies. Like one of the most underrated one would be your adaptability skills, your networking skills, your flexibility. All of these are feminine traits. And here's the deal. Some of the most successful men are successful through their networking abilities. Successful men use feminine energy to be successful, guys.
is, as we said, that feminine energies are mostly on internal, so how they feel internally, and masculine energy is how they accomplish things externally, is what they want to show.
Yeah.
What they want to outward. Yeah, masculine energy again more of logical and thinking, and feminine is more about feeling and intuitions. But feminine energy works more on the gut feeling and intuition, and there's no reason behind it. So major decisions that are made by the feminine energies is the way that makes them feel. Does it make them feel good? Does it make them feel bad? So it really depends on that. So the decisions
Your
are
intuition, your gut, yeah.
so the decisions are based on how they feel it. But masculine energies are more of like, knowledge based, logic based, number based. They usually keep the emotion aside or secondary for that matter. So masculine energy keeps it secondary, but for feminine energy, that's the first priority of how they are feeling.
But it's not necessarily like the word feeling, but rather because I feel like a lot of people will get confused or afraid when we put the word feeling anywhere. But at the same time, we all have a gut feeling. Like when you have like a negative sensation, like, oh, going there might be dangerous for me, like something feels off, that off is also your gut. And then if you make a decision to walk out of some place simply because you were having like a negative feeling, sensation, a gut feeling, that decision also stems from your feminine energy. Like basically simply anything unexplainable or that does not have a
Proper
statistical
logic.
data
Yeah.
to back you by, but then you're like very, very steadfast and focused on like this particular decision. That is your gut feeling, that is your feminine energy.
And a lot of times, the intuition, gut feelings, or feelings in general are treated as weaknesses by the world. Like if you're expressing, oh, you're weak, but that's actually the most strongest power
True.
one has. Expressing themselves, going ahead with their feelings, or feeling their intuitions and guts is something that is so powerful, can change so many things.
True. It's like a sign from the universe itself.
It is.
Yeah. And a lot of people ignore that. No wonder you're not gaining your full potential, simply because you're ignoring the signs of the universe.
But even masculine energy, they are more linear, so they do things that are like well structured. They have like a consistent routine, and they have like this one solid focused direction. So they know what they are doing. They are like, they're just going forward with their routine and their consistency, and they know what they want to do. But as per with feminine energy,
it's adaptable and flexible.
It is very flexible. Keeping in mind that we go through our menstrual cycle every month.
Yeah.
So our feminine energy basically operates in circles or waves as per our hormones. And obviously our hormones are like changing every month. So like you feel a lot.
Not every month, every week.
For everyone is different basically.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
So I mean, for me it's like I feel emotion. I don't know, my hormones are like changing every day is what I feel, because I have so many mood swings. And it's funny how majority of our mood and just our energy is also based on our hormones, because they're changing, so we are also feeling that change and we need to adapt to that change. So yeah, again we have like more flexibility and more mood swings compared to masculine energy, where they are like straight.
I think to add on to that, I'll say that this is something that I started doing recently, and I'll tell you what I was doing before that in a while.
Okay.
But basically, I've realized that your energy levels are very different in different phases of your menstrual cycle. So you have your follicular state, luteal phase, ovulation phase. So all of that is different. So it's like if I had like things like scattered randomly, and I had like a high intensity work targeted more so towards when I'm actually in my PMS, I would be too irritated to do the work, and I just would have like the mindset of I just want to smack my laptop somewhere.
Oh, please don't do that. It's an expensive thing.
Bro, I've broken printers because of
that.
Guys,
stay away with her from electronics. Yeah, she can. I'm scared. Poor printer.
Bro, I think I've broken more than like 5 laptops purely because of not being able to manage my
Does
energy.
Your dad like have some electronics backup or something like that?
No, he's just well aware of me. Okay, so that used to happen. But now what I do is like I know that my energy is highest and most strongest, and I'm most in my masculine energy during like the phase right after my periods, which if I'm correct, it's your follicular state. So all heavy work that I have, if I have like 2 lab reports to do and another assignment to do and blah blah blah, I do it right after my periods, because that's when I'm like so steadfast and focused and locked in, and I can get the work done there. And then like towards the end, when my energy drops down, then I have like more lighter work. So then that helps me like throughout the month. I have managed my energy so effectively that I'm not being burnt out at the end of it.
Okay, that's the main agenda. We don't want to burn out.
Yeah, exactly. That is why balance is so important. You can't be just in one energy, or just in, just be masculine or just be feminine. You need a balance between both.
So what the masculine energy does and the feminine can't, mostly is because it's draining, it's tiring, and it removes the fun out of it to do. And you can't really force yourself to do something, because then it's just anti-productive.
Yeah.
Okay, so we feminine energies in general need more flexibility, and if your soul and your body is not aligning with that,
alignment is so important.
Yeah, and the way like the importance of alignment. Yeah, so your soul and your body and your activity, your energy, everything has to align for like a proper output you expect. And like everyone knows that consistency is the key. There's no other replacement. But consistency is not always the key for feminine energies in general, because our life is all about cycles, and so we are meant to function in cycles.
Yeah, it's most important thing is that you show up.
Yep. Yeah. You be there for yourself, and you just give it your best.
Yeah.
But you know when to give out what energy.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll have to give out high intensity, sometimes low intensity.
Yes.
Honestly, as what I was saying, like there's something else I had to mention. It was basically an incident that happened. So previously I was very, very much in my masculine energy. Like I had almost zero feminine energy, and I was only radiating masculine energy.
Okay.
To a point that it was when I came to uni, it was my second trimester, and it was an 8 a.m. class, and we were talking about the Hofstede's dimensions. And that particular class, we were talking about the feminine and the masculine dimension. Okay, 8 a.m. class, and it's a class full of girls, and then like 2 or 3 guys at the end. 8 a.m. my professor points at me, and then she was talking about the same thing, you know, that feminine and masculine energy are not based on genders, but rather other aspects of it, about like, you know, nurturing and things like that.
Right.
Okay, she points at me, and then she's like, that girl has more masculine energy than the 2 boys sitting at the end of.
What the
and
hell?
I was like, 8 a.m. in the morning, I am barely awake, and she calls out 3 students all at once. Those guys were so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. And 8 a.m. bro, 8 a.m.
I can't imagine that.
I walked out.
Good. I would do that too.
I walked out. It's too early for this. But yeah, you see, like, you know, me being a girl literally gets called out for being more masculine than 2 guys put together. It's basically the energy we radiate.
That's true as well. And you know, your energy has to also match and be compact with the other person. So for example, if you're in a relationship,
Yes.
if you are in a relationship, so obviously there's masculine energy, there's feminine energy, and in general, in relationships, masculine energy is more about, you know, solving the problem and not talking about it. They don't want to talk, they just want to solve it. They don't want to talk what they're feeling, or they don't go ahead with their feelings. But the feminine energy on the other side, they want to talk.
Yeah.
You know, it's the complete opposite, where they think that the problem's gonna be only solved by talking and not by action. But for masculine energy, that's the only action is they don't talk.
The only action is they don't talk. It's so funny.
I mean, it is true though.
Yeah.
So it's really important for you to, you know, get your vibe with the correct person.
Yeah.
And then, you know, understand. And again, if these energies or vibes don't match, then it often leads into a trouble, into a relationship.
Yeah.
And we have seen the worst.
Yeah. But most important thing is that you find a balance, and it's like a, you know, a 2 and 4 situation. Sometimes it's feminine, sometimes it's masculine.
Yeah.
You give and take.
Right. And
Yeah.
you know, feelings are something everyone should express to the right person. Obviously, you can't like go around and express your feeling to everyone.
Yeah.
But don't suppress it either.
True.
Like, find someone. It can be, there are so many people, you know, there obviously will be one person in your life who you really trust, you love, and know that they are with you no matter what.
And if
share
you-
it with them.
Yeah. And if you don't have a Diya in your life, you can also use ChatGPT. It's okay, I'm not sharing.
No, but like emotions are really such a strong power.
True.
And emotions also originate as physical arousals, you know? So-
Yeah, many people don't know that for some reason, and they're like, oh, it's a feeling. Shut up, it's a physical arousal.
It is an actual arousal, and you know, this actually brings out our attention, and it causes us to notice things like, okay,
Something's
damn.
happening.
Yeah. And that's when, you know, like your brain like having they begin to have chemical reactions and sensations. Like, I feel everyone feels the sensation, the random chills or goosebumps.
Yeah.
That's when your brain's like releasing those chemicals and sensations, and then you try to understand them, and the way you understand them is you translate them into your language.
Yeah.
Okay, but then again, what happens here is this is processed in a different part of your brain. So language and thinking is different.
Yeah.
But when you feel all of this, you try to interpret this language and translate it.
Yeah, so like the interpretation and all of that happens more so towards like your frontal lobe type versus like your language interpretation, and all of those things happen in your temporal lobe, and like these are polar opposite sides of your brain, guys.
Right. So a lot of times it takes time for you to understand what you're feeling is because you're decoding.
Yeah.
You're trying to interpret the emotion, you're trying to translate it, and it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But sooner or later you understand what you're feeling and why you're feeling as well.
Yeah. This is actually the James Lang theory of emotions. If anybody wants, you can read more onto it. So it's time to debunk some of the most common myths, because wow, there are a lot. We have just handpicked some of the most common ones that we have seen occur over and over again. So the first one is that you have to choose one energy, stick to only one, and like men can only have masculine energy and females can have only feminine energy. No, guys, absolutely not. We have said it so many times before. It's all about balance. Success is not about choosing, it's about striking balance. Successful people have both energies within them, okay? They have a softer side, the receptive side, that's your feminine energy, versus you have the more decisive side, that's your masculine energy. Your networking abilities, also your feminine energies, your structuring ability, your masculine energy. So that's the thing. You can't pick one. You strike a balance between the both.
It's like you're in a situationship with your feminine energy and your masculine energy. So like, you get what I mean? You're in situations, so you have to choose one of them.
I don't think that's how situationships work, but okay.
But in this case, this is how it's working. Depending on the situation, you have a situationship with one of the energies. It's an easier way to understand.
Sure.
For real. I'm not even joking. The second myth is feminine energy is weak and masculine is strong. Oh hell nah. I don't think
I will
that.
whoop people's ass for this.
I swear. Feminine energy is strong as well as masculine energy. Both of them are powerful in their own aspects, you know?
Yes.
Again, you need to strike a balance in order to get what you want.
Yeah.
But you can't say one is weak, one is strong. But both of them are equally very, very powerful.
Yeah, they have strength in their own fields.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
Okay, myth number 3 is that you have to be positive all the time for manifestation to work. Guys,
I'll cry.
yeah, who is coming up with such myths? No, okay, being positive 24/7 is absolutely unrealistic. You need to be able to process the negative aspects. Like, to even solve a problem, the first thing is to acknowledge the problem. And
Right.
obviously problem is not going to be positive. So it's as simple as that. If you want to grow and learn, accept failure, accept negativity, and grow from it.
You know, like the graphs, you go up and down.
Yeah,
so you
true.
have to go down in order to go up. That's
True,
something
true,
that I
true.
think works well here. Okay, the fourth myth, manifestation is only about spirituality. Big question mark. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But you know, while spirituality is a part of it, but manifestation also involves psychology, goal setting, and practical action.
Yeah.
So I feel like spirituality is something that comes from within. If you feel like it, if your mind tells you that yeah, I want to do it, you want to get into it, then you get into it. If you force yourself, it's a disrespect for yourself and the religion and the spirituality.
Yes.
Rather respect both of them and do it when you actually feel like it. But yeah, again, if you want to get into spirituality, it's like really good, but only if you're interested into it and if you want to do it.
True.
Don't force yourself for anything. It's just gonna be a disaster.
Yeah. I think there should be an entire episode on spirituality because there's
I would
so much.
love to do that.
Yes. Yeah. And the final myth for today is that you need to see immediate results for manifestation to be real. Guys, no. Manifestation works with divine timing. Just because you thought it, it's not going to instantly appear. It's like, I'm craving a pizza. Oh my god, pizza magically appeared in front of me. No, guys. Manifestation does not work like that. As we said earlier, you need to put practical actions for you to see results of your manifestation. So obviously that's going to take time. Important thing is for you to be patient and have faith. Manifestation works with aligning your energy and having faith.
True. I think Arya loves pizza a lot.
Guys!
This is like the second or the third time she has been giving us a pizza example. So I think she owes us another pizza party.
Holy crap.
But again, manifestation or something you manifest is like you're growing a baby.
Yes.
So you have to like nurture it, give it time, attention, be patient, wait for it and let it grow.
You're not going to give birth to a 25-year-old, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not going to like pop out of ground.
Shut up. Let's quickly jump into our final topic of the episode. That's how to utilize your energy for career and success.
We have talked about this already earlier on in
A lot,
detail.
yes.
But let us give you a few more examples so it's easier for you to digest. So when it comes to your masculine energy, some examples to utilize it for your career growth is structuring your day, structuring your month, having everything planned out and like a proper calendar set for you to look at, and everything just flows naturally. Taking actions when you don't feel like it. Sometimes you have to take actions when you're nervous, when you're scared, taking those big steps. Like universe is such an example for that. We were so scared, and the day, like the days at 11th November when the universe was supposed to release, things were not going according to plan, but we were like, no, we need to take this actions. We took that masculine energy, and look at where we have come.
We kept our emotions secondary, and we kept our goal first. Here we are today, season 2, episode 1.
Yes,
look at that.
Another of masculine energy could be clear decision makings, proper logical decisions, having them very clearly stated.
Right.
And boundaries. One of my favorite part of masculine energy is setting strong boundaries.
And tapping into feminine energy, like you trust your gut when you make moves, and like career moves especially.
Yeah.
I feel I did that too when I went ahead with my career and I chose this.
Yes.
Of course, it was a lot of a gut feeling that I went ahead with. And then again, building relationships and connections effortlessly. I think that's
this is what universe does. Yeah.
It's like a flex,
Yeah.
And then again, you allow yourself, you give yourself some space to rest and recharge. That's really, really important. Again, keeping in mind our cycles and everything around in our life. So it's really important that we rest, we recharge, and bounce back.
Yeah. Again, the most important thing is you strike a balance. You know when to hustle and you know when to flow. One of the biggest examples of this could be problem solving. Problem solving is such a skill that taps into both energies at the same time. Because how can you solve a problem if you are not flexible? Flexibility is feminine energy. And how can you actually do something if you don't make a decision and take action? That's your masculine energy.
Yeah, and how do you make a decision? You have logic, you have reasoning behind it, and you keep your emotions aside.
Yeah. And then you actually are, flexible enough to adapt to different situations. Again, the feminine part. So that is like the best example for having both energies in one situation. Yeah.
Many other places as well, we use both energies. But obviously, we can't list all of them down right here.
Yeah, true.
But let us know if you have any more examples. You would love to know your examples as well.
Yes. And with that, we come to the end of this episode. So please, we would request you to pay attention to your energy cycles and the shift and the difference and how you tap into it. And when you do, let us know. Let's actually have a challenge where you DM us your experiences and we build an actual community.
And our Instagram account is universe.of.u. So you feel free to DM us, and we are always there for you to talk to you and be there with you.
And that is it for today.
Keep glowing.
And keep growing.
And don't forget, life's a journey,
not a race.
See you next week.
We've got your back.